Good boy. Hello, and welcome to Garden as Well. I am on my way to visit a really good friend of mine and help her in her garden. Now, it's a place I come to fairly often, and it's a place that over the years has been great for me to really get stuck in and do some proper gardening whilst I didn't have my own garden. But it's not any old garden, this, as you'll see. Coming up on today's programme.
Best known for her vegetable growing prowess, Rekha reveals how she had lots to learn when it came to ornamentals.
What I learned really early on is the detail in every plant. What height will they be? What colour will they give me when they do bloom? What leaf structure are they? But more importantly, when you put them together, what are they going to look like?
We meet a couple who discovered a geological surprise in their garden and were determined to embrace its natural charm.
We decided to make a feature of it, and it's now part of our garden.
A great part of our garden. The best part. My connection to the underworld.
And Toby's in Shropshire, visiting a garden with a dazzling display of delphiniums.
The undisputed stars of the summer borders here. Now, of all the flower spikes or inflorescence you can grow, well, it's foxgloves, veronicastrum or verbascum, delphiniums have by far the most heft, and all the rest look, well, reedy by comparison.
And I will be starting a brand new herb garden, amongst other things. Come on then.
Powderham Castle, located on the banks of the River Exe near Exeter.
It's home to a walled garden, and part of that is run by my really good friend Jeanette. Over the last 5 years, she's turned it into her dream project. And she's very like me, so she likes growing edibles, but also some medicinals and some ornamentals as well. And I've often come and helped out with some of the projects that need 2 people or a bit of an extra hand. So I've always felt really at home here. I have to say, I absolutely love it. And so does Rua.
For the last 5 years, Jeanette has worked tirelessly to transform what was an overgrown, unloved garden into a productive learning space, valued by volunteers and community groups alike. I'll be returning throughout the year to share some of my knowledge and work on some key garden projects with Jeanette and help her to take this community market garden to the next level.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
The garden looks lovely. It does look lovely. It looks really, really
I
nice.
can't wait to show you around.
Hello, Russ. You right, Russ? Hey. Oh.
Hello, Roo.
What's the plan for today?
Do you remember I planted raspberries along the wall there? Because I had this sort of picture of them growing up over the wall and producing beautiful fruit.
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Okay.
So I want to take them out from over there and put them into my new fruit garden.
Okay, that sounds like
Is that okay?
Let's do it.
That's fantastic.
Come on, Roo. Come on.
Come on, Russ. We're going along here. I've got to find the raspberries.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah. And they're dotted along here for this fabulous display that has
Okay.
never really worked.
So it's just digging them up and getting them ready for replanting.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
That is a pleasure.
Thank you. See you later.
See you in a bit.
Come on, Russ. Come on. Good boy.
Now these are autumn raspberries that I had growing on my allotment, and they're very prolific. They're a really wonderful crop to grow actually if you like summer fruits, which I do, because they're very easy. You get summer raspberries and autumn raspberries, and the difference is that the summer ones fruit on the previous year's growth, whereas the autumn ones fruit on this year's growth, so you can cut them back each year, and they fruit a little bit later, as the name suggests. Raspberries are actually an edge species, so they grow in hedgerows or at the edges of woodland. They like to be a bit cooler. So against this south-facing wall where it's really baking, That's why these fruits have not done so well. They're not dead, but they're just not putting on fruits. So this is this year's growth, which is really vigorous and green, whereas last year's growth, you can see it's got a brown stem and already has little raspberries forming on the end of that stem. You don't have to prune them each year, but if you don't, the growth will get weedier and less upright. So I'm going to give this one a bit of a prune now. So I'm taking last year's stem all the way down to the ground, and then this year's one, because I'm moving it, I'm going to take some of that growth out. If you move something in the spring or the autumn is the best time to do that. But as it gets warmer, it puts them under more stress. So this, if it's all trying to grow and its roots have been disturbed, will really struggle to establish. Instead, I take the top off it, that reduces the stress, then I can move it. Autumn raspberries are fairly tough, so this should be fine. So keep the roots really, really wet until it's planted. The great thing about gardening is that there's always more to learn, and working and volunteering in all different kinds of gardens is a great way to do that. That's what I've been doing whenever I come here. And another gardener who knows all about that is our own Rekka.
On the edge of the Thames, in the heart of London, is a deeply historic garden. It's flanked by barristers' chambers and the busy London Embankment.
But there has been a garden and gardeners here since the 1300s, and I have been lucky enough to be one of them.
I came here first as a volunteer. I had experience growing vegetables in my youth and had my allotment.
But I had very little knowledge about flowers, ornamentals, shrubs, and how to put them together. I was doing my RHS exams at the time. I'd be at college one day, and the next day I'd turn up with my head full of questions.
I arrived at a great time as the head gardener, Sean Harkin, was busy creating the meadows and the new borders.
Hey, Sean. Good to see you. Shall we sit there?
Yeah.
Sean, I haven't been here in the month of May for 2 years. It's looking absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thanks, Rekka. Do you remember when we first met?
Yeah.
And I think we did meet at a side gate and we kind of did a loop of the garden. And we walked up past that border. There was bedding there and the roses and the yew hedges.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, all along
and then there was a big tree circle around the cedar. Just a big empty kind of dark circle of bark. And then we had to edge it all the time.
All the time.
And the same, the liriodendron, that was 3 tree circles.
Yes, that's
that we
right.
then turned into that big bed. And then you kind of came around the corner and there was kind of formal lawn and there was rose beds.
Yes.
But now the garden and the sloped lawn is very different.
Just along here with all the wildflowers coming down.